Live on Facebook at The Breaux Show with Delvin Breaux, and from the Crescent City, home of McDonogh 35. Brand new facility. It's fantastic. I've been there. It's all over the road.
They got a brand new facility.
Yes.
Wow.
With Nick Vobel.
Hey.
Ted Kelly.
Yo.
Special guest Delvin Breaux.
Yo.
Breaux Show.
Yo.
And Victor Del Giorno. Here's Victor.
Well, thank you very much, announcer guy. Thank you. Boy, the announcer guy sounds bigger and better than ever. We're back in the studios at Martha's Vineyards here in Lakeview. We've got a lot of energy.
Oh, yeah.
And we want to thank you all for tuning in to our COVID reunion show. It was a big success.
Yep.
We got all kinds of great cards and letters in from it, because we still get cards and letters, even though it's a digital media, Delvin. We still get the cards and letters. Yep. And we had a lot of response. And, of course, when we were doing the live shows before when it was complete lockdown, before phase one, we did a show a day.
Sure.
And
this thing
we
went
had
away.
Delvin on.
Yep.
And Delvin is a local, I'm going to call him a local hero because I think that's what he is.
He is a local hero.
I think that's totally fair.
Absolutely.
And I was really impressed with just, not only his story is phenomenal, but I was really impressed with the individual that he was. And when I called him back up on the phone, he was very polite and said, yeah, I'll do it. So here he is. And
it's off season. I don't think he's got a lot going on. He's got a few extra minutes, hours, maybe days here and there. I don't know.
And we're on we're on your Instagram right now.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
sir.
Broadcasting live
Breaux
on
Show 40.
the
Make sure
Breaux
y'all
Show.
tune in.
Okay, Delvin Breaux. Now, Delvin, he's just one of these guys that's got a phenomenal story. And, that's what we're all about here. We're all about stories.
Sure.
That's why people tune in.
Life is a story.
Yeah, everybody wants to hear a good story. And we like to do uplifting stories. And Delvin, yours is one of them. We thank you for being here and coming over here and seeing us. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
You look great.
Thank you.
You look season ready. You look
Yes,
season
sir.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Well, except for your thumb there. Now, what happened with the thumb? What happened there?
Oh man, this happened back in 2018.
Yeah,
man.
put that up to the
Ended
camera. Show on there.
yeah.
There you go.
I broke my thumb back in 2018, and so I played 2 years with a broken thumb, man.
A funky thumb.
Yeah,
Play through it, huh?
But you know what? Yeah, it's okay, man. So I finally got surgery on it. Just got my cast taken off today. So hallelujah.
Nice.
Now it's time for the do the rehab process.
Yeah, because I went to dap you when you came in and everything. You're like, whoa, baby. He wasn't worried about the COVID. He was worried about his thumb.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
I
you
completely
stayed in
understand.
awesome shape during the quarantine and everything. You've had to stay in shape, keep working out, keep your routine going, right?
Absolutely, man. Shout out to my son, man. Man, Junior. We be out there getting it in, man, grinding on the levee. So shout out to him for my motivation, and we grind.
Yeah.
And I was saying before we started doing the show here that you're kind of safety size. You're a big fella. I mean, for a corner, normally corners, I can block those guys. When I pull on a sweep and I see a corner, I'm going to eat him up. But I don't know about you.
Hey, man. Hey.
You're going to take me on, huh?
You're going to stop you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Absolutely. I'm coming in there, man.
I don't know. I'm a physical presence here.
He's like a tank coming
I'm
at
too
you.
fitty.
All right, now.
I'm too fitty now.
I done took on 350 too.
All right, well, then,
That's some big
I
guys.
ain't doing it anyway.
He's going to do it.
Dan, you got a story about a player's interesting path from Canada back to his hometown of New Orleans?
Interesting name to watch in Saints camp. Delvin Breaux, cornerback. He was getting reps as the first team nickel corner during minicamp. He's a hometown guy, grew up in New Orleans and was going to play at LSU, but he broke his neck in a game in his senior year of high school and played no college football, played a year in the Arena League, 2 in the CFL before the Saints signed him in January, brought him in as a backup at one of their outside spots, but he played well enough in the spring that he might be the nickel corner to start the season.
He's going to make the team.
Yeah, I would think so.
I think
Good
he will.
start.
Yep.
Very, very cool story.
Yeah.
So, Delvin, I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, to our listeners, who Delvin Breaux is. He played for LSU. Back up a little bit more. He went to McDonogh 35, right, in high school. You're from New Orleans. Grew up here in New Orleans, right?
Yes, sir.
And went on to play for LSU. You said in 2009?
Yeah, I went there in 2000. No, I went there actually in 2008. So I was signed in 2007. They gray shirted me, so I ended up starting that spring of 2008.
Okay.
So what's the difference between a gray shirt and a red shirt?
Gray shirt, I guess that you just get time to heal. You know, like guys who have medical injuries, so you get guys time to heal.
Kind of like injured reserve,
shirt, right? And no practicing, no nothing.
Gotcha.
You know, red shirt. You know, you have guys still practicing, but they just can't play. So.
And then after LSU, went straight to the NFL.
No.
Wait a minute. We're going to talk.
Explain it, okay?
We're going to talk.
That's why we want to know.
All right, but before we talk,
we want to know how the Bro Show became the Bro Show.
The Bro Show is the Bro Show. But before we do that, we got to get the
on
mood
here, man. It's like you got to be careful.
We got to get the mood.
Number 24 in your program, but number 1 in your heart, Delvin Breaux.
Okay, now that's better. Now we can go back. All right, so Delvin, take us through the story. I mean, from McDonogh 35, I mean, you were fortunate enough to commit to LSU, and then all the bad stuff started to happen.
Yeah. So, you know, it was June. It was June and summer of June, 2006, and I went to the camp at LSU. You know, dominated. You know, did well, and you know, Coach Les Miles was excited. You know, it was like, man, we want you to be a part of
DBU. You were like one of the original DBU guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And you know, so I went ahead on and made that happen, man. That's the only school that I only wanted to play for, the only college I ever wanted to play for, and you know, they gave me an opportunity. So you know, I jumped on it. I didn't take no visits. No other visits. I didn't want to take no other visits. You know, I wanted to stay committed to LSU, and that was it. That's just exactly where I wanted to go. So, you know, going through the season, everything was going well, becoming top corner in Louisiana that year. And we're coming to, I think it was like week 8, week 9, something like that. Was playing against Jesuit High at Tag Orman Stadium, which is, I think it's Reggie Bush Stadium now, I believe.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, it was October 27th, 2 days after my birthday, man. You know, it sucks. And every time I talk about it, you know, I get emotional, you know, just because of how far I came. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we was at Tag Orman Stadium, and it was at halftime. You know, I'm gonna go straight from that morning, man. You know, that morning, you know, it was normal for me and my family. You know, my dad playing "Ain't Nothing But a Gangsta Party" by Tupac, and you know, that's our anthem. You know, every game day, and you know, everything was normal, man. It was normal for me. You know, I wasn't expecting nothing. You know, I prayed and everything, man. Ate breakfast. I did the normal routine. And, you know, we got in the car on the way to school. You know, one of the coaches called my dad. And, you know, when he got off the phone, he was like, yeah, man, they're going to have some LSU scouts that's going to be at the game. So me as a kid, I'm excited. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to make plays tonight. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to show out because I want to show them what I can do because I'm trying to come in and play as a true freshman. So you know, game going well. Boom, we get to halftime. You know, we come out of halftime. We're going in third quarter. We come on kickoff. My coach, you know, screaming like, hey, we missing one on the kickoff, and we're like, hey, bro, where you at, bro? I'm sitting on the sideline. And I'm like, I wasn't even on that all week in practice. Coach like, what's up? Why you say you was on that last week? I'm like, all right, man, whatever. Grab my helmet. Nothing. No, you know, I ain't thinking.
Now, were you a kick returner or?
It was on kickoff.
Oh, kickoff.
Yeah,
okay, so you're covering the kick. You're covering the kick. Okay.
So you know, I got out there. I told my best friend Carl Cobbins at the time. I told him, I said, hey, I'm gonna go make this play. Watch this. You know, I'm excited. You know, I got my coaches in the stand. So I'm like, you know, I'm amped as a kid. You know, so. Boom, ball kicked off. I shot out like a missile. Boom, running down there, man, and bruh, yeah. To me, it was a normal tackle. I every time I watch it, I see it. I don't think I did nothing wrong. To be honest, it was just a freak accident. His knee was coming up exactly at the same time my head was going in, and it just happened, you know. And when I went in, you know. His knee was coming up and it jerked my neck back. And when it jerked my neck back, man, I just rolled over and I couldn't move. You know, everything just went dark. You know, everything was dark. It's pitch black. And I hear my team was like, hey, D-Bro, come on, get up. We need you. I'm like, man, I can't move. You know, I'm like, I'm good, but I can't move. And next thing you know, I just see a bright white light. It's just a bright white light, man. I can't explain it. I can't move, but I'm seeing this white light, and I'm just like what, you know, what's, you know, it's creepy. And then next thing you know, my coach and them give me, you know, they come with the smelling salve. Yeah. Then they wait. Next thing I pop up, and they're like, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm good. I said, all right, let's go." Man, I got up, took my helmet off. Man, I'm walking out the field, man. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good.
So you didn't know nothing at that point.
You didn't feel any pain or anything
nothing.
anywhere? Okay,
Absolutely
right away?
nothing, man. Because of the adrenaline, was going in my body, man, and so I was just flowing. It was just a whole bunch of adrenaline, and so I'm jumping up on the sideline. And in high school, I think at the time, I don't know if the rule is still going. You have to, when you get injured, you have to sit out, 2 or 3 plays. I think in high school it's like 2 or 3 plays. I don't know if they're still doing that. And so I'm jumping up and down on the sideline, and I'm like, all right, man. I'm about to get back in. Next thing you know, I feel a sharp pain shoot up my neck. I'm like, man. I said, all right, turn around. I said, Dad. I said, something wrong. He was like, I said, something wrong. He set me down, gave me some ibuprofen, threw him back, tried to swallow him. Couldn't swallow the pills. The pills getting stuck. It was stuck right here in my esophagus. My disc slipped in my esophagus. Didn't even know. So I'm starting to cough up the pills on the sideline. As I'm coughing up, I feel excruciating pain come up the back of my neck, just excruciating. I'm like, Dad, something back here.
Did they have EMS at the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I said, Dad, get the ambulance. Get the ambulance. Just go get them. So got the ambulance, came over, and
that's Delvin's fault.
yeah,
Okay.
came over, got the ambulance, came over and put me on a stretcher. We got in the ambulance. So only thing I'm worried about, I'm asking the medic. I'm like, hey, how hard was the hit? Did you see the hit? How hard was it? Is it hit of the week? Because I'm like I'm thinking I know I laid a good hit.
There's scouts there.
They're gonna be on fourth down on 4.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I'm trying to make it. So he was like, oh no, man, that was a great hit, man. That was a great hit. In that moment, everything just felt so right. It felt like I belonged there. You know what I'm saying, man? Man, like the way the people were taking care of me, like they were so cautious, they were so careful, they were so like genuine. Just from ripping up my jersey, which I was upset by. That's all I was worried about. What the hell are you ripping up my jersey? I got to play next week. I'm like, I got to play next week, and I'm they're ripping up my jersey, and I'm just like, dang. So I get up in there, man, and that's when I go get the X-rays.
And then they tell you.
Yeah. Doc come back, man. He's he walks in, he looks at me, and he looks at my parents, and he's like, how are you alive?
Gee.
And I'm like, what you mean? Like, what you mean? What you mean? How you? I'm talking to you, Doc. Like, what you mean? I'm like,
you tell me.
He was like, right, like,
yeah.
He was like, son, you broke your neck.
That's a tough one.
I'm like, broke my neck. I'm like, man, if you broke your neck, I thought, you die. You die or you be paralyzed. But I'm neither. I'm talking to you. I'm moving. He was like, man, you're a miracle. You're my miracle boy.
Wow. Now you're a man of faith, correct?
Yes, sir. That moment, when I got out the hospital, I went and got baptized.
Dude, that's awesome.
And I
mean, look at
strong
this.
faith.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I'm great, man.
So that was the beginning of the beginning, where many would have thought it was the end of the story. That was just the beginning. Okay, so now tell me what's going through your mind now.
That's what I'm
you
wondering.
got a broken neck, and
So you're in the hospital at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I'm in the hospital, and
so what's going through your mind when they tell you?
man, who me? I'm me. To be honest with you, I was more worried about playing the next week.
Well, yeah, you're 17, 18 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
You're invincible. You're
Right.
you're young.
How are we going to prepare for Riverdale? That was my thing. I was not worried.
Well, they didn't need you to beat Riverdale, but go ahead.
Right. But it's me. It's about completing the season, being healthy.
Yeah.
Showing people I'm durable. That's big, right? Later on in my life and my career, we're gonna talk about that. So that was my biggest thing, man. Was just trying to get through my season with my team, and I'm sitting in the hospital. I'm like, oh yeah, my coach bringing me my cloud iPad or whatever, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I gotta study film. I'm in the action. I'm in there watching film, man, and the doctor come in. He was like, you ain't supposed to be moving. I'm like, what? It's like, you're not supposed to be doing nothing. Like we need you stable. We need you stable. You know what? Tomorrow we're actually gonna put the halo on your head because we have to keep you stable. Because if you move anywhere, twitch, you can potentially die. Like bleed out right in bed. Because I had my bone, I had a bone chip was leaning on my main vessel to my artery.
Right.
So if that would have punctured, lights out, you know, I'm bleeding out and I'm done. So they came in the next day, man, and they, I don't want to curse on here, but that, bruh, I don't want nobody to go through that. You hear me? Mm-hmm. Them screwing them things in the side of your head. I have 2 bald spots on the side of my head. You know, I get the tape of feds.
With
I get the tape, because I want people to see that, because it's me. It's part of my story. It's part of Delvin Breaux. It's who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You when you look at me, you see inspiration, you see motivation. This guy did not give up, man. This guy had these things squeezed into his head, and he still didn't give up. I could have just said, man, F it.
Well, I'm sure they told you you'll never play football again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
F, no.
They never told you that?
No.
Really?
Never. I'm gonna tell you about that. Never.
Really? Nobody told you
Nobody
that?
has never. Not one person in there told me don't worry about football. Not my dad, my mom, none of the doctors, none of the nurses, not even my main surgeon.
Well, was it something that was assumed, or was it just they didn't want to say that to you, or what?
I think it was assumed, you know, just because we know, you know, once you hear, you know, you broke your neck, like,
right,
you know, it's done. Your career's over with. You're done. Mm-hmm. But nobody said that. No, I'm sitting there. I'm like, I still have a chance. You know, nobody told me nothing. And
that's how you thought. You thought, like, I'm not done. You never thought that way. You never.
No, until I got discharged. And when I got discharged, I asked the doctor. I said, Doc, is football out of the question? Is football over with for me? He looked at me. He turned around. He looked at me. He said, send me Super Bowl tickets when you make it to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Awesome.
He told that to a 17-year-old kid who just broke their neck, man, who just went through 2 risky procedures. And that's what you leave me with? And he walks out the door. What am I supposed to do? Mm-hmm. That's belief. That's faith. I'm telling you, not one doctor, I've never heard not one doctor say football is out of the question.
Wow.
Never.
That's surprising.
Never. And I was in there for about a month.
Yeah, I was going to ask
a month, man.
You were in the hospital a month?
About a month.
Yeah.
And where were you?
I was at Tulane Hospital.
Tulane, okay.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of an interesting story. You know, a lot of you guys won't be familiar with it, but we signed a corner from the CFL this offseason. And it's, of course, he's from New Orleans, so it's spelled, what, B-R-E-A-U-X.
We'll be back with more of Delvin Breaux' unbelievable story. A New Orleans hero, Delvin Breaux of the Hamilton Tiger Cats, on All Over the Road, New Orleans.
All Over the Road, New Orleans is brought to you by CoinTrader Inc. For real-time prices on gold, silver, palladium, and platinum 24/7, go to goldpricesnow.com. That's goldpricesnow.com.
Resetting Vereen from his left to his right, and he's going to throw to Vereen in the right flat. He's got some room beyond the 30, and there's Delvin Breaux coming up to make contact.
All right, so now what next? All right, so I got the season was. I mean, you didn't play anymore that year for McDonogh.
Was that close to the end of the season?
Yeah. We ended up losing to Archbishop Shaw. We lost to them 30-6 in the second round of the playoff that year. Yeah, they demolished us, man. I was watching from the hospital bed. Man. I was so upset, man. I was crying and everything, man, because I felt like I could have made a difference.
Yeah.
I felt like I could have made a difference, but I couldn't because the way the game was going, it wasn't in our favor. Like they were just a powerhouse team that was dominant. So
yeah, they're running it down your throats. Yeah.
Pause. But you know that yes, they was killing us, man, and you know that was that was crazy.
Yeah.
30-6, man. That was I can't do nothing about that, you know.
All right, so the high school career's over. Mm-hmm. All right, and then you're still talking to LSU. Mm-hmm. And what was their attitude?
So when I got out, man, Les Miles called me on the phone. He was like, Delvin, you know, how's everything going? You know, we're glad you know, everything is good with the surgery. You know, how's family? Because it was around Thanksgiving time when they released me.
His phone's blowing up, man. Because he's Delvin Breaux. It's the Breaux Show.
Watching the Breaux Show.
I mean, of course.
I got off. When he told me when I got out the hospital. When I got out the hospital,
there's a lot of ladies right there. Juggling them. Take it if it's important. Yeah, you want to take one. You want to take one on the show? Take it. We'd love to hear it. Yeah.
So he was just like, oh no, man, we're glad, you know, everything is good with you. You're healthy. You're up and moving. Mm-hmm. We're proud of you. You know, we're gonna honor your scholarship. as a staff, we got together, and that's something we want to do because you was loyal to us, and we want to be loyal back. We want to show you that loyalty back. You don't know how that made me feel, man. Les Miles always have a place in my heart, man. No matter where he's at, no matter what he's doing, he always have a place in my heart.
I'm so glad for him. I can't tell you. I just want him to be everything that he wants to be. He's just a very quality person.
You saw that potential there for him.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. We were so disappointed we didn't have him in the years that that he couldn't play for us, and he was going to school on our campus, but we just really, he couldn't play, and he went, I think, by way of the Canadian League and then back, and I'm so glad that he's strong and healthy and capable.
Well, I believe in a sovereign God, and I think God was all over this thing. And so they honored you, and they did like an injured reserve, which is called a gray shirt, right? And so tell me what that, and then you were able to use their facilities and rehab and all that kind of stuff, right?
Well, I thought that. I thought that. When I went in there, I went to go get checked out by 3 of their doctors. All the doctors said the exact same thing. 3 different times, 9, 11, and 1. They all said the exact same thing. It's crazy. Like, oh, I know, Delvin, we think it's not best for you to, to play. It's a liability for you. If anything happened to you, we would have to, cover everything or whatever like that. So we don't want to take.
So that was the first time you heard it?
The first time.
Now, how long after the injury was that you're talking about?
So I had my injury 2006. So this was when I went in 2008. So that spring.
Okay.
Yep. So it was like a year. What I want to say about that, like a year.
Yeah.
So that's what they're telling you. What was Les telling you?
So all of them told me that, but Les Miles, they all together. They all in one chain, one string. So they all knew what the situation was. But for me, as a kid, I'm like, what I'm supposed to do now, bro? I'm like, dang, like, all right, I'm gonna get my school, but is there a chance for me to play at LSU? So they was like, well, we'll give you another year or two to see how well you heal up, see how strong you get. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, that's a little hope, So I'm getting my grades. I'm 3.5, 3.4. I'm in there, because I don't want nothing to catch back up on me when I do get cleared. I want to be on top. I want to dot my I's, cross my T's, make sure everything is straight. So whenever 2009 came in, they didn't clear me. That's when everything just went down, man. I went into a lot of dark spaces, man, and this time I'm not proud. I'm not proud of this moment in my life, but I'm able to share because I'm very comfortable in what I've been through, because it can help somebody else to know that somebody on my pedestal or my platform, that been through that. So I just want to do that, man, and went through that stage there.
That's why your story is so impactful. All right, so now you're in the position where they're going to give you give you a little more time. Mm-hmm. So you never did hit the field at LSU.
No, so it was in 2009. I was so upset, man. One night I just got drunk and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go up there. I'm gonna build up the courage and go ask Coach Nader to at least lift weights or run with the team, man. Because I signed a scholarship here to play football for LSU. This is a dream of mine, and I can't, I'm this close, but I can't even touch the field. I'm sitting in the locker room with Patrick Peterson, Morris Claiborne, Tyree Matthew, Eric Reed, all the big dogs, man. Baby. Ron Brooks, man. You telling me you don't want to play with those guys, man?
Those are some bad boy seasons.
Tre'Davious White, you telling me you do not want to play with those guys, man? So I'm in there, man, and I'm just like, what can I do? He's like, all right, well, we can get you cleared to lift weights.
So Nader was strength and conditioning guy?
No. So Coach Nader was he was on top of the what you want to call it. He was up there, the head guy, one of the head guys.
Okay, that's like
and but he was one of the head guys. So he controlled what goes on or whatever. So he was like, Delvin, well, I don't know, your neck. We don't want you really running around here walking, say the less, because if anything happened to you, we got to cover it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm ready, man. stop holding me. I'm ready. Like, you know, I'm getting frustrated, man. I'm like, I'm ready. Just let me lift weights.
Physically at the time, you felt okay. You felt ready to play.
I felt great, man. It was more so of my mental.
Yeah.
I was ready to get out there, but I didn't know how they was going to impact me once I get on the field and actually take that hit.
But up to that point,
and then they're telling you no.
You hadn't played at all. You hadn't really worked out much, or what?
So I ain't nothing, man.
Because they wouldn't allow it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right. So finally, they let me get clear to lift weights. So I'm finally lifting weights in there. Man, I'm up there with the big dogs. You hear me? I'm running 446. I clock 446 back to back. I'm doing 405 bench press. I'm at 585 squat. I'm clean jerking. I think it's like 285. And them people looking at me like, this guy broke his neck.
Yeah.
So their eyes are wide open.
Where's this guy been?
Right. Like Tommy Moffitt, the strict coach. He's like,
Moffitt. That's the guy's name.
Yeah.
He just got so
gets him
pumped.
all jacked
He
up.
got so pumped, man. And you know, it's exciting for me because now I'm like, I might just have a chance.
Right. So that was after you came through that dark time you mentioned.
Yeah, correct.
Right?
Correct.
You came through that.
Correct.
Then they gave you the green light.
Yep.
And things started happening.
Yep.
To lift and run.
To lift and run. And you know what? I actually, you know, they put me in a locker with was it Cornell Hatcher? It was one of the other guys in there. They put, I was number 37, so they had me a little locker set up, but I was sharing it with somebody. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I got a locker. I got cleats. I got shoes. I got gloves. I'm like,
kind of seems like I'm part of the team.
What? I'm like, bro, it's about to start happening. So you know, we going and then they like, Delvin, we got 7-on-7, you know, later on this evening. I'm like, well, what y'all telling me that for? I can't do it. And they're like, no, we saw you on the roster. You the last one. You got the last couple reps on the roster.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What?
Okay, what did you just say? 707?
7-on-7. 7-on-7 is practice.
Explain. Okay, I got you now.
Skelly,
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
I coached a little football, though.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So for the person who doesn't know what you're talking about, that would be me or anybody else.
Yeah, regular
we
football
call it
got
Skelly.
11
Yeah, we
7.
call it Kelly.
And I was a D coordinator too, so I know a little bit.
You on your game. Yes,
I know.
Yes.
But this isn't a sports show, you know what I'm saying?
It is today.
But it is now. With the bro show. So go ahead, I'm sorry.
And the guys are like, man, this guy can play. Like, he's out here covering, he's running with the guys, and they're like, man.
Well, 446 is fast.
Yeah. Man, look, and they were surprised at that. They was like, man, this guy didn't come work out with us until, you know, like a couple weeks ago, and he's doing this. Like, man, well, he might. So, you know, as I'm going to get involved, they're like, this is how we're going to work you in. We're going to put you in as a GA, as a coach, work your way in slow. So I'm just like, all right. So I went from cleats to now I got a GA shirt on, you know, DB shirt. And you know, I go up there to Coach Nate. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, well, they wasn't safe. That wasn't safe for us to, you know, put you out there, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to have to back down.
Yeah, they didn't want to get sued.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing.
Yep.
And I thank them so much because I really do thank them so much, man, because if something would have happened to me, because think about it, I just broke my neck 3 years prior. You feel me? So if something was to have happened to me, that would have been devastating on them, me, my family, like, because we didn't know how, you know, severe or what I want to say, how safe my neck was. You know, we didn't know how strong it was, how held it was. I was just trying to get out there and play. So I really do thank them and appreciate them because it helped me get myself together mentally. You know, over the years, it helped me get myself mentally. When I first went out there and started playing, you know, look, it was a piece of cake.
Well, before you say that, okay, LSU threw you solid, all right, and there was going to come that time when you had to take a hit. You're going to have to hit somebody. You had to take a hit. Tell us about that when you finally got on the field. And I guess the next time you get on the field is with the
GDFL.
Yeah,
with my Gridiron Developmental Football League. So I was playing, you know, flag football leading up into then, and one of my best friends now, Pee Wee, he was like, he said, man, I think you should go try with the New Orleans Voodoo. Mm-hmm. And I was like, the Voodoo. I'm like, all right, but you know, I'm not ready. Just give me some time to get myself ready because, like I said, man, I was just coming off of. Like I said, dark spaces, man. You know, I tried to commit suicide twice, man. You know what I'm saying? During those phases, and that's something I don't want to leave out because, like I said, it can help somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I want to share that because, like I said, it matters, man. It's mental health is real.
Well, since we're here, how'd you come out of it?
You know, it's real, man.
Tell me what you.
You know what, man?
At what point was this when you're talking about?
So this was
Right
up
when you were
in
with
that
LSU?
2009. Yeah, during my LSU times.
Okay.
And you know, it was bad, man. I used to take like pills, like different types of pills, and I thought I was Ciroc or not Ciroc, Diddy Boy. What was Sean Combs Diddy? I thought I was P Diddy at one point.
P Diddy.
As you know how much Ciroc I was drinking because I was mixing Ciroc in the pills, and I'm like, I think I'm Diddy. You know, I'm his son now. You know, I'm part of the family. So, but at that time, I was trying to go to sleep and never wake up.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, you obviously, I guess you had this pain that you're trying to treat on your own.
Yeah, man. And
The inner pain. Where was the pain coming from exactly?
just my childhood.
Yeah.
You know, the abuse, the physical, the verbal, the mental abuse as a child, and that, and plus not being able to do what I love, man.
Right.
It was tough, man.
So the pressure
leaves you with a big hole.
Yes,
yeah,
man. It was tough. It was tough, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I was like I went on a stint like two weeks in a row of drinking. I was at Tigerland like every night I'm out. Just cause I'm hoping to catch alcohol poisoning or something like that, just so I can just leave it. Cause I have no purpose now. With that, I can't play football. They telling me I can't. I was out there, now I can't play no more. So now I'm.
Yeah.
And then all the energy from growing up, just like I said, the abuse and stuff like that growing up, all that's is sitting on me now because I have nowhere to go. I have nothing to do. It's nothing for me to do.
Like football was your life.
That was it, man.
Right?
That's all, I kid you not. That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing else.
Right.
I kid you not. It's football. I knew I was going to make it. I knew I was going to make it to the NFL. Give myself a nice house, pay for my house off, take care of my family. But God humbled me quick, man. So what's the next for Delvin, bro? I don't know. That's something I had to figure out.
Well, the rest of the story is coming up, but I will say this to you. Is that, I mean, you're playing football now, but that, of course, you age out. I mean, everybody that's been an athlete at some point, they age out. So your football career isn't forever. But I think the grace of God in this is that you've got a lot to offer when football's over. Just looking at the quality individual you are and what you have to offer, I think if I could encourage you, is that there's going to come a time when you're not going to you're playing football now, you're playing well, and you're making bank, and you're in the CFL, and you're an all-star, and you're probably the best corner in the league. But there's going to come a time when, there's not going to be any more football. But I want to encourage you because I think you got a lot to offer, and I think your life after football is really going to surprise you.
Yes, sir.
If I can speak into your life right now. Okay, so you end up paying 7-on-7 football after all for the Voodoo, right? You're on the roster.
So wait, from LSU you go straight to the Voodoo?
No, yeah. So from
but there
LSU,
is no LSU. It ends.
There's no LSU. I never played
At
college football. So for my followers out there, I never played college football. I never played a single snap in LSU Stadium, but I did run out the tunnel. That was freaking amazing. That was freaking amazing, man. I felt like I was. I felt like I was a part of everything. I was doing a spring game. Oh yeah. It's like, damn, you can run out the tunnel with us. What?
That's awesome.
Like dressed out and everything?
No.
Well,
anyway,
well, dressed.
I was dressed.
You were dressed, but not uniform. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that would have been dope, man.
Hey, he looks good in anything.
I'm sure.
What the heck?
There you go.
Right off the rack.
So how was that with the Voodoo? How'd that go?
So before the Voodoo, I started playing Gridiron Developmental Football League. Shout out to Ryan and Miss Mo and Coach Waddell out there for giving me an opportunity. They told me, they was like, hey, before you play with us, you got to get cleared first medically, right? Because we don't want to, if something happened with you out here, bro. Like,
So
I'm like, yeah, sure. So
I heard this before.
Right. So I went to my doctor. I went to the doctor who fixed my neck, Dr. Miguel Melgar, and I went to my high school doctor, who actually, was on the sideline and everything. So he knows more with my neck. So I went to those guys because I trust those sources. Those were my sources. I trust them. And when I went there, man, I went and got cleared. They put me through my testing and everything, man. And I prayed so much the night before. I pray every day, but I prayed so much because I was like, it's going to happen. I'm going to get cleared. God, I'm speaking this into existence. I promise you, if I get cleared, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. I promise you guys, just give me this opportunity. I'm not going to let up. The next day came, man, by the end of the night, I'm me and my ex-wife, you know, we toasting champagne, you know, because, you know, of the good news. And, man, and I went and started playing in the GDFL. And my first game back, man, I was nervous. You know, they had a big running back, 6'2", 235, 240, big running back over there, man. And I'm nervous. You know, I'm nervous. My first game, first time, you know, back on defense, right side of the field corner. And you know, they throw a toss out there, you know, toss left. So I'm
here
like,
he comes.
Man, I had no choice, you know. So I was like, either I'm going to live or I'm going to die right here. I went in there, man. I seen what I was hitting this time. You know, I put my head to the side, dove in, boom, made the tackle. I got up. I said, I'm not dead. I'm not dead.
And he's down.
My teammates like, I'm not dead. I said, let's go. Man, look, I had an interception that game, a pass breakup that game, man. And from then, I just built, my confidence just built up, man. And Breaux show took off.
And we were talking about before we had you on here, we were talking about, I was telling you how your safety size. And what I liked about you when I got a chance to see you play, now I got a chance to see you play for the Saints because that's the only thing that I got. But it was the physicality, how you played corner, and so many corners. Like probably one of the greatest corners that ever played was Deion Sanders. He didn't tackle nobody. Deion wasn't going to tackle nobody. This guy would come up and make tackles as a corner. Absolutely. So now you're playing the Gridiron League, okay? And then
wait, that's the Voodoo.
That's another league.
Louisiana Bayou Viper. So that's a great. That's
the Voodoo, the Viper.
League. Oh yeah, it's crazy.
The Voodoo was that arena football?
Yes. So
he took the long way. Well, I think the Copper were the Copperheads in that league.
No,
the Houston team.
No, not that I know.
Okay, because that's where I did a little coaching.
Are you talking about with the Voodoo arena?
No, it was the second. It was the Arena League number 2.
Oh, 2. No,
okay,
all
right.
It was Arena 1.
Okay.
So. Yeah, because I was in Arena 2.
So it was Voodoo, Viper, and then what?
Yeah, so I was with the Vipers, had a great all-star season that year. Boom. Then we ended up going to the New Orleans Voodoo. So I had a great workout there. And, you know, Coach Pat O'Hara, you know, who is this guy?
And they were owned by the Saints.
Yep.
Correct.
So it was
same ownership.
Yep, Tom Benson. Yep, it was crazy, man. And but look how crazy it is, man. Look who's owning that, Tom Benson. Look how I ended up coming to the Saints. I didn't even know.
It's God orchestrating
crazy,
the whole thing for you, bro.
Yeah. I got close. So, but you know what's crazy is every team I played for was home. Except for Canada, and they black and gold. Think about it.
That's right.
Come on now.
Yeah.
So I'm playing with the Voodoo. You know, I'm having, you know, I played 3 games, did okay. You know, Voodoo was a great experience. It was great, but
it's a different game. Yeah,
very much so.
Yeah,
but it prepared me for the CFL. I didn't even know I was going to the CFL. I thought I was going from arena straight to the NFL because that was my mindset. So I ended up tearing my labrum in arena week 3. Ended up tearing my labrum, out 9 weeks. So that was opportunity for teams like NFL teams, CFL teams to come and pick guys up that's on, you know, on rosters that are injured or whatever, so that you have a chance to go work out. So here comes Hamilton Tiger Cats. You know, they come calling my agent. Shout out to AG. And you know, they called him. Was like, hey man, we want to, you know, see what he can do. You know, big corners. We're looking for big corners. That's the new trend now. So we want to see what he can do. So they flew me out to San Mateo, California. You know, it was beautiful out there, man. The sun was shining, man. That's how I knew.
Always, baby.
Always. I was like, man, this is my day, man. This
been
is my
there,
day,
done that.
man.
Always.
It's beautiful, man.
Low humidity.
I'm trying to tell you. So you know, I enjoyed it, man. I killed the workout. You know, I went out there and dominated, man. And before I left, man, the coach was like, "Hey, we want you, D, bro. We want you." Jeff Ryan, bro, special team coach. He said, "Man, we want you." So I went back home, man. I was excited, you know. Got back home, talked to my ex-wife. We, you know, celebrated, and you know, off to Canada.
That's what's great about the story. It's just the long way back.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just for the intestinal fortitude that it takes.
Yeah.
To take this long way back and not quit, and I mean that's
so many
that's
setbacks, but you just kept plowing ahead. And then what year was that when you were with when you first signed with Hamilton?
2013.
2013. Now we're up to 13, and you played how many seasons?
2.
2 seasons,
and that's when Sean Payton came calling.
Yes, sir.
He was looking for the Bro Show.
Yes, sir.
He was looking for big corners, baby.
Yeah, that's
Man,
right.
listen to me. They took too long, man. They took too long.
What took
man.
you so long? Did you
Man,
say
come
that?
On, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. I told Rob
Where you
Ryan.
been?
I
You've
told
had
Rob
my
Ryan.
number.
Yeah, I told Rob Ryan, like, come on, man. I'm right around the corner from you, man.
I don't think Rob Ryan ever ran out of a tunnel, huh?
Yeah.
He walked.
He walked. Yeah, he took his time. Yeah.
I saw him run into El Gato Negro, though, the Mexican. He ran into
Yeah,
that
he
joint.
hustling now.
Wait, that needs a laugh track.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
For the Cardinals from there at 49. Ellington left side, spins away from a tackle, maintains his footing, and now loses the football. The Saints have covered it. Looked like Delvin Breaux, but the Saints come away with the football as they collect the first turnover of this game.
Hey, we thank you very much for listening to our two-part series with Delvin Breaux, New Orleans hero, football player for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. What a great story. We appreciate you listening, and part 2 will be coming up, but thanks for listening to All Over the Road, New Orleans.
Resetting Vereen from his left to his right, and he's going to throw to Vereen in the right flat. He's got some room beyond the 30, and there's Delvin Breaux coming up to make contact.
All Over the Road is a presentation of Coin Trader Inc. Mind your money.